Hello. In this video, I want to show off a couple things I made that probably have already been made and probably better by someone else, but I made these from scratch with like all the only references being me looking up parts of them and then putting things together. So yeah, here we go. So I'm going to point out the things that are not mine. There's a video from like several years ago showing how to do signal strength addition, which was an important thing. So please ignore the red coder setup. The red coder setup is, I don't know, I don't like it. It is faster, but this is cooler, I think. Right, so here we go. This is the binary to hexadecimal converter. So what it does is it takes this binary input, currently set to 15, and then it gives an output. Currently, that output is 15. This is a red coder based hex to binary converter. But if I were to say, for example, turn off the 1 bit, we'd see that, well, that would turn to 14. Also, that turns off. So basically how this works is, I'm not going to explain the complicated stuff of how you do signal strength addition with comparators. I'll link the video in my description. Please ignore all these villagers, okay? Lecterns. So basically, how this works is comparators. Comparators allow me to go, hey, is this on? Which, if this is on, this is off, which means that this will cancel this, which is the 1 bit. Now, because of this, now as you can see, 1. Now, because of this, what this will do, if this turns on, this will allow the 1 through, so we get a signal strength of 1 on this guy going into here, and it's coming out. And basically yeah, this is a signal strength of 14. That's part of how the comparator addition works. Basically what happens is we take this initial signal strength of 15, we subtract each signal strength that we're trying to add from it until it gets to here, and then we subtract the result from 15. So obviously this is 0, so we get 15. If we turn this one off, the result will actually be a signal strength of 1 right here, meaning that we get 14. That's basically how it does. I'm going to link to the video in the description explaining this, which is where I got the whole signal strength thing. But yeah, obviously if I do this, I can turn this off, and we get 13. Yep. Now I can turn them all off, and we'd end up with the 0. This light signal's 0. I decided to include that. And none of these will be on. Because this is a red coder. And what it does is hooked up to a bunch of lamps. Now these are the redstone torches. Now we take repeaters, and they power these blocks, which is how we get everything. So on every odd number, we take an output and put it into this. So whichever odd number of these is on, we'll always turn this guy on. So that's good. And then on this, everything that would turn 2 on is we're taking power from. That means here. Also, these are glass to prevent these from disconnecting. So from here, from the 2 and the 3, from the 6 and the 7, from the 10 and the 11, and from the 14 and the 15. Similarly, we have one for everything that has the 4-bit active, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 12, 13, 14, 15. And then everything along here is marked for the 8. It's bulky, but it is technically faster, I do believe. Also, I had this to test it with. See, like that turned on nice and quick. Like, they aren't synchronized, and I could synchronize them, I suppose, but like, that turns on first, these turn on later. So I could probably put this on like a 2-tick delay, 3-tick delay, and I could put these two on a 2-tick delay, and then if I were to do this, I'd probably see them. Okay, they're big. Okay, well, someone can actually look at this. Okay, they're still not synchronized. Whatever. It's not important that they be synchronized. Just display the correct output. So this is the binary to hexadecimal converter. It's very simple. Each module just goes, hey, is this on? Send the signal strength that we need that corresponds to that bit to this comparator chain, and then invert it. And this is a red coder, which just hooks up each output to the bits that it would turn on for. So yeah. But then I was like, I'm gonna see if I can do this without a red coder. And mind you, this is slower. This does move slower. I'm fixing this hole. This does move slower. It is a slower circuit, but I think the way it works is cooler. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to be like, hey. So on this first one, I was like, hey, is this signal we're getting larger than 8? If it does, then it includes an 8. If a 4-bit signal is greater than or equal to 8, it will include an 8. So that's what this compare circuit does. And then we want to persist it so we can send it along to here. But we don't want to send it with an 8, because this will be testing for if it's greater than 4, which, for example, 10 is greater than 4, but 10 does not have the 4-bit active. So if we were to send this signal unaltered, we'd have 8 and 4 active, which is incorrect. So when we do this, what I needed to do was I needed to make sure that what would happen is that when this was on, this would not be sending a signal here, so this would not cancel this comparator output and subtract a signal of 8 from here, giving us, well, with an input of 15, a result of 7 here. As you can see, it's a 7. Because of this, and then it just keeps going like this, only rather than looking at 8, we look at 4. So that's a 4, that's a 4. That's an 8, that's an 8. And then we go here, and that's a 2. Now here I don't need to have a 4th module for the 1-bit, because fun fact, if there's a 1-bit, it will persist to the end of this, and I could just take it as the output. But I decided to include the 4th module just for fun. But I really don't need to. I could delete all of this and just have this, and just take a repeater output off of this and just hook it up into this guy. I didn't do that, but I could. I really could if I wanted to, because that would be the way to do it, and it would mean that there's less going on. It would also make this module less slow, but I'm just going to show it in action. So here we go. We have 15 going in, 14. Takes a bit of time, but then the 1-bit turns off. Going in here, 13. There is the 1-bit back on, but there's the 2-bit off. Then we go to 12. 1-bit will turn off, and there we go. And then we turn this, and the 4-bit will turn off, but the 2 and the 1 will turn on. Then for this, the 1 turns off. Then here we will turn off the 2, but turn on the 1. Then here we turn off the 1 again. Now if we go one more time, the 8-bit will turn off, and then the other 3 will all turn on. This will turn off the 1-bit. This will turn off the 2-bit, and then turn the 1-bit back on. This will turn off the 1. And there it is. This will turn off the 4 and turn on the 2 and the 1. This will turn off the 1. This will turn off the 2 and turn on the 1. And then, since you can't actually do a signal strength of 0 out of a comparator, I just cancel it to get the 0. So that's how you do that. And then, obviously, I can do whatever I want with this book while this is being canceled. And then I turn this on, and it will just turn on all bits. So there you go. And also this, I can do rapid. It will have some flickering, obviously the 1 turned off and then back on, but we have the correct result. And there you go. This is, again, the correct result. And, yeah, this is actually a design that I came up with on my own. It might have been something that someone else came up with at one point or another, but I decided to include this because I felt like it was very reasonable to include. Because it's cool. Redstone's cool in this game, okay? It just is. Anyway, yeah, that's it. It's me having fun. Please ignore all the villagers that showed up because they liked my lecterns. Lecterns were the best way I could store signal strength. I can just store a variable signal strength block and just stick it wherever I want. All you need to do is control metal click and you get it, and when you place it down, it will have the book in. It will also maintain the same signal, so if you want one that has the one, you'd want to control metal click one of these one lecterns, as you can see. But yeah, just a fun tip. If you want something, if you want just a block that you can vary whatever signal strength you get out of it, wherever you go, lecterns are your friend. Just control middle click them, and you can place it with the book already in. So yeah, but yeah, I was just doing this because I wanted to do this for fun, and yeah, yeah. So yeah, leave a like if you like what you saw, and you know, maybe subscribe. I mean, I don't do Minecraft Redstone stuff all the time. I mostly do speedruns of, well, Stardew Valley. So if that's something you're interested in, subscribe. If you want me to do more of this sort of stuff, I could do that. I think I could be persuaded to do more Minecraft videos of random nerdy stuff that I just felt like building for no reason other than, hey, why not? But yeah, bye.